Recently, there's been some controversy making its way on the news regarding the Phoenix Suns and its owner, Robert Sarver, after being suspended by the NBA for racist and sexist misconduct. The Phoenix Suns owner has decided to allegedly sell the franchise altogether. Where do the players stand on this issue? And what do other pundits think? Sit back as we'll tell you all about this and more. First up, Draymond Green weighs in on the crucial matter. Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors has called on NBA stakeholders to hold a vote to remove Robert Sarver as the owner of the Phoenix Suns. "I'm asking for a vote," Green said on the podcast, The Draymond Green Show, which was released on Tuesday. To remove an owner, the league requires a vote of 3/4 of the Board of Governors. Draymond insisted that it would be perplexing for Sarver to be back on the bench next year, as if nothing had happened. So in his opinion, the only logical way to deal with this scandal is to call a board meeting and have all stakeholders vote on whether the Suns owner should be fired. Things will be much clearer after the vote, and everybody will understand exactly where the management stands on this issue. Green also correctly stated that if a player in the league was accused of even half of what Sarver has done, he would be long gone by now. Furthermore, he drew a parallel between Sarver and Donald Sterling, the former owner of the Los Angeles Clippers, who was banned from the NBA for life after his racist comments were made public. Unlike Sarver, Sterling was removed without the need for a vote and was also handed a lifetime ban from the league, making us all question the league's partisanship toward him. Unlike Sterling, Sarver is accused of sexist behavior and attitude towards female employees, which only deepens his case. Up next, how did this investigation unfold? The NBA suspended Robert Sarver on Tuesday after an independent law firm completed an investigation into his behavior, which included allegations of racism, misogyny, and workplace bullying. While some of the accusations were not backed up by evidence, the investigation did uncover witness accounts of numerous transgressions along those lines. In his own statement, Sarver stated that he disagreed with some of the particulars of the report, but apologized and accepted responsibility for his actions. Perhaps the lack of intent in Sarver's actions is what distinguishes his punishment: a 1-year exclusion and $10 million in fines from the NBA's lifetime ban on former Los Angeles Clippers owner Donald Sterling due to evidence of racist remarks. Nonetheless, Sarver's confirmed offenses in the Suns investigation are numerous, painting a picture of Sarver continuing to engage in inappropriate behavior despite being confronted about it. Wachtell, Lipton, Rosen, and Katz discovered that Sarver was not alone in creating a hostile work environment. According to the investigators, the organization was toxic, particularly for pregnant women and those with young children. As per the employees, Suns executives commented on the physical appearances of female employees and expressed anti-gay sentiment in one case. Furthermore, the Human Resources Department had also been found to have poor document keeping and to occasionally violate employee confidentiality. This investigation was launched in response to an ESPN story and had been ongoing for several months before its findings were made public. Moving on, Sarver was subjected to major backlash due to intolerable comments. Apart from Draymond Green, other NBA stars have spoken out against Sarver and his seemingly small suspension. NBA players, including LeBron James, criticized the ban, saying that the NBA definitely got this wrong and that such behavior has no place in the league. In a later tweet, Sun star Chris Paul echoed James' sentiments, posting that the sanctions fell short of addressing the atrocious behavior. The league's Players Association executive director, Tamika Tremolio, backed the players, writing that she told Silver over that Sarver should never hold a managerial position within our league again. Aside from that, the Suns' major sponsor, PayPal, spoke up to express their feelings. The CEO of PayPal, which paid a reported $3 million to have its name on Suns jerseys, has threatened to end ties with the team if Sarver comes back after his one-year suspension. Not only that, but the executive director of the National Basketball Players Association told the media that the league's players want Sarver banned for life from the league. Sarver and the Suns are also being investigated by their Footprint Center landlord. The city attorney is investigating whether the Suns' lease at the city-owned arena allows them to take action, at the proposal of Mayor Kate Gallego and several council members. Sarver should not return to the team, according to Councilwoman Yasemin Ansari, who represents the district where the arena is located. Now, in other news, Sarver looking forward to selling the franchise amidst his ban. The Phoenix Suns and Mercury owner has stated that he is looking for bidders for the NBA and WNBA franchises. After receiving harsh criticism from key league figures over the length of his suspension, it appears that the owner has finally caved in to pressure and is willing to sell the Suns. In 2004, the 60-year-old paid a then record $401 million for both the Suns and the Mercury. It's unclear where owner Robert Sarver's path to selling the Phoenix Suns and Mercury will lead, or how long it will take. The Suns for sale sign is expected to generate a lot of interest, but it's important to remember that Sarver, despite his suspension, has control over who ultimately buys the team. While Forbes valued the Suns at $1.8 billion last season, Sarver purchased the team for $401 million in 2004. The sale price could be much higher. According to Brian Windhorst, an American sports writer for ESPN, the price could range between $2 and $3 billion. Furthermore, since the sale was announced, Windhorst and other sports journalists have thrown out a few names. The most notable of these names were Jeff Bezos, founder and CEO of Amazon, former CEO of Walt Disney, Bob Iger, chairman of Oracle, Larry Ellison, and lastly, Laurene Powell Jobs. While these are not definitive reports, the names do indicate the possibility of a historic purchase price for NBA and WNBA franchises. Let's also look at potential trades between the Phoenix Suns and San Antonio Spurs. It's reasonable to assume that the Phoenix Suns and San Antonio Spurs are on opposite ends of the NBA spectrum. The Suns still hope to win a title in 2022-23, while the Spurs have fully embraced reconstruction mode, despite keeping one of the best coaches in history, Greg Popovich. Given the Phoenix Suns and San Antonio Spurs opposing positions, trade opportunities may arise that benefit both teams. The Suns could acquire Josh Richardson in exchange for Landry Shamet, Josh Okogie, and a 2023 second-round pick in their first trade of the season. Is Richardson a significant improvement over Shamet? Not at all. It is, however, a way to avoid Shamet's long-term money while trying to acquire someone who may be the right match in the Suns system. The Suns could sign Doug McDermott in exchange for Landry Shamet in the second trade. This trade has the same parameters as the first, but with a different type of player. Doug McDermott is a similar player to Shamet, but he has been much more consistent and productive in his 8-year career. Finally, the Suns have Jakob Poeltl in place of Torrey Craig. After being traded to the Spurs in 2018, big man Jakob Poeltl has established himself as a true rim protector. In 2021-22, the Austrian had a career-best season, averaging 13.5 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 1.7 blocks per game. Lastly, we look at the Celtics, suspending Ime Udoka for the entire season. The Boston Celtics suspended second-year coach Ime Udoka for the whole 2022-23 NBA season on Thursday night for violating the team's code of conduct. According to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, assistant coach Joe Mazzulla will end up serving as the team's interim head coach in Udoka's absence. The Celtics stated that a decision on Udoka's long-term future with the organization beyond the 2022-23 season will be made at a later date. Udoka apologized in a vague statement. He said that he was extremely sorry for putting his team in this unfortunate position, and that out of respect for everyone involved, he would prefer not to comment on this issue further. According to Shams Charania of The Athletic, who cited anonymous sources, Udoka supposedly had an improper, intimate, and consensual relationship with a female member of the team's staff. About 24 hours later, Charania reported that the Celtics were made aware of the relationship in July and were given the impression that it was consensual by both parties. However, it has been reported that the woman recently accused Udoka of making unwanted comments toward her, prompting internal investigations. This resulted in the head coach's suspension for the rest of the season. In his first season as a head coach, Udoka led the Celtics to their first NBA Finals appearance since 2010. According to BetMGM, Boston is also the favorite to win the 2023 championship. With Udoka gone, fans are left wondering if this is still the case. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think the NBA's one-year suspension of Sarver is insufficient? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.